Welcome to Round Glass. I'm Palma Michel and I look forward to co-creating with you today. Thank you for joining me for this session, Opening Your Heart Space. And in this session, we're going to experiment with melting the boundaries around your heart, with opening your heart, like you can open a shell like this, or with melting the ice block around your heart, whichever image resonates with you. And as you have just heard me talk about melting the walls around your heart or the boundaries around your heart, what is your innermost secret wish for opening your heart? And what is your intention for this session? Just take a moment and go within and just ask yourself, what's my most secret inner wish for opening my heart? And what's my intention for this session? Once you set your intention, just want to give a little bit more background about this practice today. So when was the last time that you felt love, real love? The reality is most of us don't really feel it very often. And if we do, we think that it depends on a partner, on a child, maybe on a pet. But the one thing that we often don't really see is that love is not something that's happening out there, but love is happening in here. And many, many years ago, I had this insight when I was dating one of my ex-boyfriends, and I was really in love. That this love that I was not experiencing, that love that I was experiencing was not just about him, but he was like a key to my own heart. And that connection unlocked something that was there all along, but that I had somehow until this moment thrown away the key to my heart. So I really set this intention of opening my heart more and more and more, so that the love would always be available. And my personal practice was really working with imagery like walls around my heart, sensing into my heart actively, breathing into my heart space, but then also adding something that I learned in the Sedona method, some questioning techniques, kind of like an open dialogue with my own heart to unlock it more and more and more, so that my heart was no longer contracted, but really open, spacious, and loving. And that has added an amazing dimension to my life. And I hope that this practice can also add an amazing dimension to your life, and that love is not only something that you think you find out there, but yet you can find in here, in each and every moment. So if you're ready, find a comfortable meditation practice. A comfortable meditation posture, obviously. Ideally, it's really sitting kind of either on a chair, on a couch, or if you're comfortable, folded up like a pretzel on the floor with your feet on the ground and your body on the chair, firmly planted. And then depending on what feels more comfortable to you, either close your eyes, which I do in the beginning, or rest your gaze at a point in front of you. Just make your choice and take a moment to really arrive in your seat by feeling your feet on the ground and your body in contact with your chair. Noticing your body, becoming aware of what's present in your mind, if there's anticipation, unease, curiosity, about this process that we're entering together. Opening the heart space requires a bit of courage and gentleness with yourself. As we're starting together in this practice, I invite you to place one hand or even two hands on your heart, whatever feels more comfortable. As you're placing your hand on your heart, I invite you to start by just sensing the sensations in your hand as it's resting on your heart. The texture of your clothes, and the temperature of your hand. Is it possible maybe to sense your heartbeat as your hand is resting there? Don't worry if you're not sensing your heartbeat. Some of us naturally do, and for others it's less available. Both experiences are perfectly okay. I invite you to start to breathe into your heart space by taking a deep inhale through your nose and a slow exhale through your mouth. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Imagining that you're breathing in and out of your heart space. So if you could breathe in through the back of your heart, to breathe out through the front of your heart. Imagining that your breath is gentle and caressing your heart space as you are breathing in and out. Breathing in through the back of your heart and out through the front of your heart. As best as you can, try to feel your heart as you are breathing in and out. Imagining that you inhale as it's coming in, it's nurturing your heart space, gently caressing your heart. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. As you're breathing here, notice if there's any resistance in your mind, in your body. If there is any resistance, just ask yourself if you can soften into the experience, allowing your breath right now to do the work for you. Breathing into your heart, nurturing your heart with your breathing. So imagining to breathe in through the back of your heart and to breathe out through the front of your heart. And continue in this own time, in your own rhythm. Just breathing for a while. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the best of your ability to breathing in and out of your heart space. Your breathing nourishing your heart space. And as you're breathing here, maybe you can even feel your physical heart. As I shared in the beginning, I did this practice for many months, and initially I felt as if my heart was tense, if there were walls or boundaries around it. There was a closed shell around it to protect it, or like an ice block, protecting the inside of the heart. If you feel that your heart feels tense in this moment, or you have a suspicion that it might also be closed somehow, what image feels most helpful? The image of walls around your heart, boundaries, a closed shell, or an ice block? Or is there maybe any other picture that comes to mind? Breathing in and out of your heart space. Once you sense your heart, or have an image that's helpful. Maybe if you're not visual, there is no image, but an intention, something that feels right, something that you'd like to dissolve around your heart. Another image that could be possible would be to hold your heart like a fragile, precious thing, tenderly in your hands. Just pick whatever image is most applicable right now in this moment. And continue to breathe Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And I invite you to slowly start talking to your heart and repeating after me. Could I melt the boundaries around my heart? Would I melt the boundaries around my heart? When? Just silently in your own mind, repeating these words like mantras as you're sensing into your heart space. Could I melt the boundaries around my heart? Would I melt the boundaries around my heart? When? Could I melt the walls around my heart? Would I melt the walls around my heart? When? Maybe even your mind might come up with answers. Just continue with your process of repeating these words over and over again. As you're sensing into your heart and notice what's happening. The heart becomes warmer maybe, or softer, or tenses more. So you're silently repeating those words. Could I melt the boundaries around my heart? Would I melt the boundaries around my heart? When? Could I melt the walls around my heart? Would I melt the walls around my heart? When? Could I melt the walls around my heart? Would I melt the walls around my heart? When? Continue to breathe in that deep way. Keep repeating those words. Could I melt the walls around my heart? Would I melt the walls around my heart? When? And as you're saying these words, there might be tension present, or feelings, or thoughts. Whatever is present in your experience, I invite you to silently say, I allow you to be here. I accept and love you. I allow you to be here. I accept and love you. And just notice what happens. So you're saying these words silently in your own being. And continue to breathe. into your heart space. With each in-breath, see if you can melt the walls around your heart just a tiny bit more. Create just a tiny bit more space. And with the out-breath, soften more into this experience. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And if at any moment this becomes too much, just take a moment to ground yourself by feeling your feet on the ground or sensing into the space around you. And whenever you're ready to engage again, bring your attention back to your heart space. Sense into your heart. Notice what's present in this moment. And give it permission to be here. By silently repeating, I allow you to be here in this moment. I accept you and I love you. Noticing what saying these words brings up. And whatever these words bring up, focusing on that experience, silently dropping in the words, I allow you to be here. I accept you and I love you. And continue to breathe. Sense into the space in your heart space. Maybe asking it directly, your heart space or your heart, would you open? Could you open? When? Notice what response comes from your heart. Your response could be a sensation, could be a feeling, could be a song. Allowing any experience to be there, befriending your experience. Asking your heart again, could you open? Would you open? When? If there's tension in your heart or contraction, concern, or feelings that come up, it might be difficult. I invite you to be curious about the sensations of those feelings, sensations of the contraction, and to just gently talk to it, letting it know that it's okay, by saying, I allow you to be here, I accept you, and I love you. And a few more of these deep breaths into your heart. As you're taking these breaths, take a moment to thank yourself for going on this journey that takes courage and is not always easy. Thank your heart for beating all day long, for keeping you alive. And to let your heart know that it's okay if it's closed, or if it wants to close. And that you're supporting it from now on. And whenever your heart is ready, you allow it to open. Take a moment to notice what's present for you, what you're taking away from this practice. Gently remove your hand or your hands from your heart. Start to gently bring some movement back into your body. Move in whichever way feels good. And then if you had your eyes closed, slowly open your eyes. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, with opening your heart space, which is not always easy, as I know. As I mentioned initially, I experimented with this practice for months and months, and when I was sitting on an airplane or in a taxi, or I was awake in the middle of the night, or I was waking up early when I was going to bed, or sometimes when I just had a free moment somewhere in nature, would really feel into this space in my heart, actively engage with it, kind of like a call and response, really paying attention to it, sensing into it, talking to it. And what I found is the space opened more and more and more and more and more until it became really vast and open. Now in some moments it still closes, but for me it's a daily embodiment practice to always sense, is my heart contracted or is it open? And if it's contracted, just asking myself, can I soften my heart? Can I let go just a little? Can I allow my heart and my heart space to breathe, to grow, and to expand? And my invitation for you is to also experiment with this practice, to either maybe return to this meditation again and again. Maybe if you felt it was too long, to just do a shorter version of it. And to experiment with this in daily life, to maybe notice with which people is my heart closing, in which locations is it closing, when is it open, when is it closing? Just really becoming an expert of your own experience. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me, for coming on this journey with me. And please continue to explore your meditation practice with us. There's so many amazing teachers on round.class or on our app. I wish you a nice day and a nice life. Until next time.